My beloved child. Pause here for a moment. Do not rush past these words, because what you are about to hear feels ordinary at first, but it is not ordinary at all. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There are moments that seem invisible while they are happening, yet they quietly change everything that follows. This is one of those moments. Someone asked about you in private. No crowd was present. No announcement was made. No one expected that simple conversation to matter. It happened behind closed doors, away from curious eyes, where words were spoken honestly because no one thought they would ever be heard by anyone else. That single question entered the room without noise, but it carried a weight that no one recognized at first. The question was simple. What do you really think about them? Silence followed. Not because there was no answer, but because the truth had become too powerful to speak too quickly. Don't skip now. Stay with this story because something huge is waiting for you. The person who heard your name did not respond immediately. They looked away for a brief moment as if searching through memories they had hidden even from themselves. Every conversation you thought was forgotten suddenly returned to their mind. Every smile they tried to ignore. Every moment they pretended did not matter. Every quiet feeling they buried beneath responsibilities and distractions quietly rose to the surface again. No one expected that. The person who asked the question believed they already knew the answer. They expected a casual response, a quick sentence, perhaps a polite smile before moving on to another topic. Instead, they watched someone become completely lost in thought. That silence said more than hundreds of words ever could. Because sometimes the loudest answers are the ones that are never spoken immediately. Imagine standing outside that room without hearing a single word, never realizing that your name had completely changed the atmosphere inside. No dramatic event happened. No doors slammed. No voices were raised. Yet the entire direction of that conversation quietly shifted because of you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The person asking the question noticed something unusual. Eyes that had seemed calm only seconds earlier suddenly carried emotion. A smile appeared, then disappeared. A deep breath followed. And finally, a quiet sentence broke the silence. I've been thinking about them more than anyone realizes. The room became still. That one sentence opened a door that had remained closed for a very long time. The conversation no longer felt casual. Now every question became deeper. What makes them so unforgettable? Again, silence. Not because there were no answers, but because there were too many. The memories refused to stay organized. They arrived all at once. Small moments that once seemed unimportant suddenly revealed their true meaning. A kind word. A patient heart. A moment of understanding. A conversation that lasted only minutes but remained unforgettable for months. Isn't it remarkable how ordinary moments sometimes become life's greatest treasures? The person asking the questions leaned forward, sensing that something extraordinary was unfolding. They realized this was no longer curiosity. This had become revelation. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the conversation continued, another unexpected truth surfaced. I thought I had moved on. Those quiet words changed everything. Because people can convince themselves that certain chapters are finished while their hearts quietly continue reading the same page over and over again. The room felt different now. No one interrupted. No one hurried the conversation. Every sentence carried the weight of honesty. The person asking the questions noticed that your name no longer sounded like someone's memory. It sounded like someone's future. That realization surprised everyone. No one planned for this conversation to become so meaningful. Yet it did. And that is how life often works. The biggest turning points rarely announce themselves. They begin with one simple question. One quiet moment. One honest answer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Outside, the world continued exactly as before. People walked through ordinary days. Phones continued ringing. Cars continued passing. The sun continued moving across the sky. Yet inside that private conversation, something invisible had already begun changing. A new understanding had appeared. The person asking the questions finally spoke again. If they walked into this room right now, what would you say? The answer did not come quickly. It came carefully. Because some words deserve patience. The heart searched for the right sentence. Not the impressive sentence. Not the perfect sentence. The true sentence. After another long pause, the answer quietly arrived. I would thank them. Nothing more. Nothing less. Just those 4 simple words. The room became silent once again. Because gratitude often reveals feelings that ordinary language cannot explain. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The person asking the question understood something important. Your value had never been measured by loud moments. It had been measured by quiet influence. The encouragement you gave without expecting recognition. The kindness you offered without asking for anything in return. The patience you showed when no one noticed. Those invisible moments had quietly built a place inside someone's heart. Even they had not fully realized it until that private conversation forced them to speak honestly. Sometimes it takes one unexpected question to reveal feelings that have been waiting for the right moment to be understood. As the discussion continued, another surprising realization appeared. What if they never knew how much they mattered? The room fell completely still. Because that possibility felt heavier than anyone expected. Imagine carrying appreciation that was never spoken. Imagine holding respect that was never expressed. Imagine realizing too late that someone deserved words they never received. That thought changed the atmosphere completely. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The conversation was no longer about the past. It quietly became about tomorrow. What happens next? That question remained unanswered. Not because no answer existed, but because the future had just opened a brand new door. No one in that room could predict exactly what would happen after this conversation ended. Yet everyone sensed one thing. Nothing would remain exactly the same. Because truth has a remarkable way of changing people the moment it is spoken aloud. And once honesty enters a conversation, it never truly leaves. The private discussion eventually came to an end. The chairs remained where they were. The room looked exactly the same. Nothing visible had changed. Yet everything meaningful had. Someone entered that room carrying uncertainty. They left carrying clarity. Someone entered believing your story had already been written. They left realizing the most important chapter had not even begun. Remember this. Some of life's greatest changes begin where no audience exists. Some of the strongest decisions are made where no applause is heard. And sometimes, someone asks about you in private, only to discover that your name carries far more meaning than anyone ever imagined. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what happened after that private conversation was only the beginning, and what unfolded next surprised even the people who thought they had already heard the whole story. The conversation had already ended. But the silence that followed was louder than every word that had been spoken. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. No one expected what happened next. The person who had quietly asked about you walked away believing they had simply learned a little more about someone's thoughts. But as they replayed every answer in their mind, they realized they had witnessed something much deeper. They had not just heard a story about you. They had uncovered emotions that had been hidden for far too long. Hours passed. The room became empty. The lights grew dim. Yet your name refused to leave their thoughts. The questions continued inside their heart. Why did their eyes change when your name was mentioned? Why did they pause before every answer? Why did they sound so certain when they spoke about your kindness? The more they thought about those moments, the more everything began to make sense. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For the first time, someone realized that your influence had reached places you never imagined. You were not present in that room, yet your presence filled every sentence. Every memory connected back to you. Every answer somehow carried your name without needing to repeat it. Then something completely unexpected happened. The person who had been answering those private questions stopped what they were doing later that day. They looked through old conversations, remembered forgotten moments, and smiled at memories they thought had disappeared forever. Nothing forced them to do it. No one reminded them. Their own heart quietly led them there. Sometimes the strongest feelings return without making any noise. That was exactly what happened. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As evening arrived, another realization appeared. What if this conversation happened for a reason? That single thought changed everything. Suddenly, They no longer saw the private discussion as an ordinary event. They began to believe it had opened their eyes to something they had overlooked for a very long time. They remembered every encouraging word you had spoken. Every moment when you chose patience instead of pride. Every time you understood others without expecting recognition. Those memories became impossible to ignore. The more they reflected, the stronger those memories became. It felt as though every forgotten moment had quietly lined up, waiting for this exact day to be noticed. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came the biggest surprise. Someone else entered the story. A person who had heard only a small part of that private conversation became curious enough to ask another question. What makes them different from everyone else? Once again, silence filled the room. Not because the answer was difficult, but because the answer felt too meaningful for ordinary words. Finally, a quiet voice replied. They make people feel seen. Those 5 words changed everything. Not admired. Not praised. Not impressed. Seen. Sometimes the greatest gift a person gives is helping others feel understood. That realization touched everyone listening. Your story was no longer about one private conversation. It had become about the lasting impact of genuine kindness. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the night continued, something remarkable happened inside the heart of the person who had spoken about you. Regret quietly disappeared. Fear slowly faded. Uncertainty began to lose its strength. In its place came clarity. For the first time in a long while, they stopped questioning what your presence meant. They simply accepted it. That acceptance brought peace they had not felt before. It was not loud. It was not dramatic. It was quiet. And because it was quiet, it felt even more powerful. Some of the greatest changes happen without applause. They happen inside a single heart. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The following morning brought something no one expected. Instead of moving on with life as usual, they found themselves paying closer attention to everything connected to you. A familiar place reminded them of you. A familiar song reminded them of you. A simple conversation reminded them of you. It was as though ordinary moments had quietly become meaningful again. They smiled without realizing it. Not because life had suddenly changed, but because their perspective had. And perspective changes everything. The private conversation had ended many hours earlier. Yet its impact continued growing. Each passing moment revealed another layer that had remained hidden. Each memory became brighter. Each feeling became clearer. Each unanswered question slowly found its answer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came the moment no one could have predicted. The person who first asked about you quietly admitted, "I've never seen someone speak about another person with that much sincerity." The room fell silent once again. Everyone understood what those words truly meant. Your name had not started an ordinary conversation. It had started a transformation. Not through loud promises. Not through dramatic events. But through honesty. Real honesty always leaves a lasting mark. And once someone sees the truth clearly, they can never pretend they did not see it. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. If this story has kept you with it until this moment, share this video with someone who believes that quiet moments can change lives. And if these words have stayed in your heart, subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter of this unforgettable journey. Because the private conversation was never the ending. It was only the beginning. The next chapter begins with a decision that no one saw coming. And the moment that decision is revealed, every question from that private conversation will finally connect in a way that changes everything forever. A new day arrived, but something felt different. The world looked exactly the same, yet one quiet conversation had already begun changing hearts in ways no one could explain. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The person who had spoken about you could no longer ignore what had happened. They tried to focus on ordinary tasks, but every quiet moment brought the same realization back again. Why did my heart become so honest when their name was mentioned? That question echoed throughout the day. There was no audience. No pressure. No expectation. Yet the answer kept returning. Because the truth had already found its way into the light. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Meanwhile, the person who first asked about you couldn't stop thinking either. They replayed every sentence, every pause, every expression. The more they remembered, the clearer one thing became. This was never just a conversation. It was the beginning of a completely different story. They realized something extraordinary. When people talk about ordinary memories, their voices stay calm. When people speak about something that truly matters, their eyes tell the story before their words ever do. That was exactly what happened when your name entered the room. Every emotion became genuine. Every answer carried meaning. Every silence revealed something words could not. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Later that afternoon, another unexpected moment unfolded. Someone casually asked, "So, have you thought about them since yesterday?" A smile appeared immediately. Not a forced smile. Not an uncertain smile. A smile that arrived naturally before a single word was spoken. The answer came softly. "I haven't stopped thinking about them." The room became completely still. No one expected such honesty. No one expected feelings to become so clear in such a short time. But once truth is spoken, pretending becomes impossible. That one sentence quietly changed everyone's understanding. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came another surprising discovery. The person speaking about you began remembering tiny moments that had seemed completely ordinary at the time. A conversation that lasted only a few minutes. A simple goodbye. A moment of encouragement. A quiet smile. Those small memories now felt priceless. It was as though life had been quietly collecting meaningful moments, waiting for the right day to reveal their value. Sometimes the greatest stories are hidden inside the smallest details. And suddenly, every detail mattered. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As evening approached, they opened an old notebook. Inside were forgotten thoughts written long ago. Some pages were filled with dreams. Others with questions. Then one page made them stop completely. Your name. Written there without explanation. Without decoration. Without planning. Just your name. For a long moment, they simply stared at it. They couldn't remember writing it. But they remembered exactly how they felt when they did. That forgotten page became another reminder that some feelings begin long before we recognize them. The private conversation had not created those feelings. It had simply revealed them. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. That night, something unexpected happened again. They looked out the window, thinking quietly. No distractions. No conversations. Just reflection. And for the first time, they admitted something to themselves. I've been waiting for the right moment, without realizing the moment has already arrived. Those words changed everything. Because waiting often ends the instant we become honest with ourselves. The uncertainty that had lasted so long slowly disappeared. Confidence quietly replaced it. Not loud confidence. Peaceful confidence. The kind that grows from truth instead of fear. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The following morning brought another surprise. Someone who knew nothing about the private conversation noticed something had changed. You seem happier today. The answer came with a gentle smile. I finally understand something I couldn't see before. No further explanation was needed. Sometimes clarity changes a person so completely that others notice it without hearing a single detail. That was happening now. The conversation about you had become far more important than anyone expected. It had awakened gratitude. It had uncovered hidden appreciation. It had replaced uncertainty with understanding. Most importantly, it had inspired a decision that was quietly growing stronger with every passing hour. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. No one outside that small circle knew what had happened. Life continued normally. People followed their routines. Conversations came and went. But beneath the surface, something extraordinary was taking shape. A decision. A meaningful decision. One that would soon connect every unanswered question from the private conversation. Every pause. Every smile. Every memory. Every quiet feeling. Everything was leading toward one unforgettable moment. The story was no longer about someone asking about you in private. Now it was about what those answers inspired someone to do next. And when that decision is finally revealed, every moment you've heard until now will suddenly make perfect sense. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next chapter doesn't begin with another question. It begins with a choice so unexpected, so heartfelt, and so unforgettable that everyone who witnesses it realizes the private conversation was only the first page of a much greater story.